Hello, football fans. Real Madrid are in big trouble. Real Madrid are playing against Arsenal first at the Emirates, but they will be playing without their first choice fullbacks. They are playing without Dani Carvajal, Mendy, and they are playing without their best defensive player, Tchouaméni. Now, not only that, in the back line, they cannot play Valverde in the back line as they would, when they face tougher opponents, the way they bring Valverde to right back. And I will explain in a second. At the center back, they only have Rudiger and Asensio. There is no way they are playing Alaba after what happened against Barcelona. So it will be the center back pair, Rudiger and Asensio. Now, do you think a back line of Lucas Vazquez, Asensio, Rudiger, and Garcia be able to stop Arsenal? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you believe Arsenal stand a chance at beating Real Madrid with the defense that Real Madrid currently has, stay through to the end of this video and you understand why I am saying that Real Madrid are in big trouble. But let me show you something here. We'll look at some games Real Madrid has won and the games that they lost in their lineups. We are building something here. Stick with me. So now we all know that Real Madrid have an injury crisis. They have, that is Carvajal, who is injured. They have Cebalos, who is injured. They have Mendy injured, Militao injured, Valverde injured. They have Tchouaméni on suspension. Let's say Real Madrid, the lineup that they will have apparently are going to be Thibaut Courtois, Vazquez, Asensio, and Garcia. Under normal circumstance, they could have played Valverde at right back, but they can't afford to do that. The reason is because they do not have the power to overcome Arsenal in the midfield if they decide to put Valverde at right back. We all know Valverde to be that big engine for Real Madrid. He doesn't get tired. He runs his socks off for the team. Now, we also know about Arsenal's Trossard. If you put Vazquez there, the right back position, it is going to be the place where Arsenal finish off their attack. Now, the big job for Ancelotti is to decide whether to reduce the midfield strength since they are already without Tchouaméni and put Valverde at right back, or he will decide to put Valverde in the midfield, which I think he's going to do, and then keep Vazquez at right back. Mind you, most of the games that Real Madrid has lost are coming from games that they played Vazquez at right back. Now, the reason why they lose these games is basically because Vazquez is not a defender. Vazquez has always been an attacker, and sometimes he goes off at times when he should not be going off. So when we look at this game against Barcelona, Real Madrid lost horribly, 5-2. And when we look at that game, who is playing right back? Vazquez. Vazquez playing right back, Tchouaméni playing center back. This time around, they don't have Tchouaméni. They don't have Mendy. They don't have Carvajal. So the only option for Ancelotti is to keep Vazquez, which will be a liability. Whoever is playing there, pace, they will beat him. In terms of dribble, they will beat him. So the only advantage they have with Vazquez is with attack. And I can say this for sure. There is no way Real Madrid are going to play Arsenal and they are going to play possessive football. What I think they are going to do is that they are going to let Arsenal have the ball and then try to counter them because of the pace they have up front. And let's go to another game that they lost. Who is playing right back? Vazquez. Again, let's go to another game they drew. 3-3. Who is at right back again? Vazquez. Now let's look at this very game that they won against Atleti. Who is playing right back? Valverde. Another game that they won against Manchester City. Who is playing right back? Valverde. Who is at the center? Tchouaméni. Look here, who is at the defensive midfielder? Tchouaméni. Now let's go to another game that they won against Manchester City. Who is playing that is right back? Valverde again. Now, what is this telling you? In tough games, Ancelotti will choose Valverde over Lucas Vazquez. But this game is going to be different. This is why. Now you are without Tchouaméni in the midfield. The decision to play Camavinga, Bellingham, and Modric in the midfield would go horrible. Not only because Arsenal have the legs to pull through, but also Arsenal has the players technically gifted to be able to overrun Real Madrid's midfield. Now let's talk about Thomas Partey for a second. When Thomas Partey gets the ball, the first thing that Thomas Partey is looking for is attack. That's the first thing he looks for. Not like any defensive midfielder. What Thomas Partey does is basically what Busquets used to do for Barcelona. Now, you have Declan Rice in the midfield who could go box to box for 90 minutes. The only person who can do that for Real Madrid is Valverde. Now, if you put in Valverde in the midfield, then technically what you are going to do is leave your right side of your defense weak. Now, if you plan on maybe doubling up by whoever is playing that is the right wing, which is Rodrigo, which usually doesn't track back, or Valverde coming to help on the right wing, then you are leaving the midfield open for Thomas Partey and Declan Rice to run that midfield. Arsenal defensively are gifted. So when you talk about Arsenal being able to defend Real Madrid, you cannot be 100% certain, but you know they are going to put up a very good fight. Another thing that Ancelotti will have to worry about is the left side. Now, the left side of the attack, they are going to have Garcia. Now, if Martinelli is playing that side in terms of pace, is Garcia really going to be able to stop Martinelli when it comes to pace? I don't think so. Does it mean that Vini is going to track back? Hell no. Vini is always going to stay on the flank waiting for that counter. But we all know Arsenal to be the team that are patient on the ball. Now, what Ancelotti will have to be thinking about is, do I put Valverde in the midfield and risk the right side of my defense, or put Valverde at right back and risk getting overrun in my midfield? Now, this is something that I leave to all Real Madrid fans to think about. This is something that we are going to see in the clash between Arsenal and Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. Listen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you really believe Real Madrid's defense, Real Madrid, who has no fullback and no first choice defensive midfielder, will be able to, one, defend against Arsenal, and two, have their midfield overrun Arsenal's midfield. And don't forget, this is the return of Martin Odegaard to Real Madrid. Now, we all know what Martin Odegaard, when he's having his day, what Martin Odegaard brings to this team. I know what Arsenal fans are also wishing for. Will Saka be available? We don't know yet, but we all know Arteta is fond of having all these tricks where he says he will not be available and then he will be available. Hopefully, he will be available for the second leg at the Bernabeu. But let's see what these two masterminds will have for us in the first leg of the quarterfinals at the Emirates. Listen, this is the Den of Soccer. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the post notification bell, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Once again, this is the Den of Soccer, and we out.
It's fantasy hero retreads the boards. A phenomenon.